The interrogation chamber aboard the Xantharian warship hummed with an energy that made Ken's teeth ache. He sat strapped to a chair that seemed to breathe, its organic material pulsing against his wrists. Across from him, Commander Vexithara stood, or rather, floated, her 6 crystalline eyes fixed on him with an intensity that would have unnerved most prisoners. Ken, however, was not most prisoners. "Let me get this straight," he said, leaning back as much as the restraints allowed. "You've conquered 47 star systems, obliterated entire fleets, and your species has been the dominant force in this galaxy for 3,000 years. But you can't figure out how we humans destroyed your siege line at Europa." Vexithara's mandibles clicked, a sound Ken had learned meant irritation. "Your species should not exist. Your technology is primitive. Your ships are held together with what you call duct tape and prayers. Yet you prevail." "It's called ingenuity," Ken said with a grin. "Also spite. Humans run on spite and caffeine." The commander moved closer, her towering form casting shadows that defied the light sources in the room. "We have dissected your soldiers, analyzed your ships, studied your tactics. There is nothing exceptional about humanity. You are weak, short-lived, and irrational." "And yet here I am, still cracking jokes while you're getting frustrated," Ken said. "Maybe that's the secret." Before Vexithara could respond, the chamber doors slid open. Another human stumbled in, Mia, her flight suit torn and bloodied, but her eyes blazing with defiance. 2 Xantharian guards flanked her. "Ken!" she shouted. "Are you okay?" "Been better," he called back. "The accommodations are terrible. 0 stars on Yelp." Vexthara's attention shifted to Mia. "Lieutenant Mia Chen, pilot of the vessel that destroyed our dreadnought. You flew directly into our reactor core. Our simulations predicted a 0% survival rate." Mia shrugged, wincing at what was probably a broken rib. "Yeah, well, I didn't check your simulations before I did it." "This is what I mean," Vexthara said, gesturing to both humans. "You should be terrified. You should be begging for mercy. Instead, you make jokes. It's called coping mechanism," Ken said. "Very human thing." The commander circled them both, her form rippling with bioluminescent patterns that Ken had learned to read as emotional states. Right now she was displaying confusion mixed with something else, something he couldn't quite identify. "In all our conquests," Vexthara began, her voice softer now, "we have never encountered a species like yours. The Korthans fought with honor. The Drevians used cunning. The mechanical collective employed pure logic. But humans," she paused, "humans use hope." "Hope's a good motivator," Mia said, testing her restraints. "It is illogical," Vexthara countered. "We have superior numbers, superior technology, superior strategy. Yet your species continues to resist, continues to believe you will win. Even now captured and facing certain death, you both exhibit no fear." Ken exchanged a glance with Mia. They'd served together for 3 years, survived impossible odds more times than he could count. He saw the same calculation in her eyes that he felt in his gut. They were dead anyway. Might as well go out on their terms. "You want to know the real human secret?" Ken asked. Vexthara's eyes focused on him. "Yes. We don't fight because we think we'll win," he said. "We fight because the alternative is unacceptable. You can't logic your way out of human stubbornness. We're the species that looked at apex predators and said, 'I'm going to make that into a pet.' We're the species that saw poison and said, 'I bet I can eat that if I cook it right.' We launched ourselves into space on controlled explosions because we wanted to see what was up there." "You are describing insanity," Vexthara said. "We call it ambition," Mia interjected. "And love. We fight for the people we love. Our families. Our friends. Our planet." The commander's bioluminescence shifted to a pattern Ken had never seen before. "Love," she repeated as if testing the word. "An emotional attachment that clouds judgment and weakens tactical decisions. Love makes us stronger," Ken said. "It gives us something to fight for beyond just survival." Vexithara was silent for a long moment. Then she did something unexpected. She deactivated their restraints. Both humans tensed, ready for a trap. "I have studied human transmissions," the commander said quietly. "Your art, your music, your literature. There is something in your species that my people lost millennia ago in our pursuit of perfection and dominance." Her crystalline eyes seemed to dim. "You asked why we cannot defeat you. Perhaps it is because we have forgotten what it means to have something worth dying for. Ken stood slowly, rubbing his wrists. Are you letting us go? No, Vexithera said. I am making a choice. My fleet awaits my orders to glass Earth. I could give that command and your species would end. She moved to the viewport, where Earth hung like a blue marble in the darkness. But I find myself unwilling. Mia stepped forward. Why? The commander's bioluminescence flickered through a dozen colors. Because somewhere in your constant defiance, your ridiculous optimism, your jokes in the face of death, I found myself wanting to understand, wanting to preserve rather than destroy, wanting to— Wait, Ken said, a laugh escaping despite the situation. Are you saying you actually care? About us? Vexithera turned, her alien features unreadable but her voice carrying an unmistakable emotion. Your species has a phrase. You say it to those you wish to protect, to those whose existence brings you satisfaction. Ken's smile faded as realization dawned. Jokingly, without thinking, he said, You love me. The silence that followed was deafening. Then, so quietly he almost missed it, Commander Vexithera whispered, How did you know? Mia's jaw dropped. Ken felt the universe tilt on its axis. Ken stammered. I was joking. Humans, Vexithera said, her voice carrying something that might have been humor, have taught me that some truths are found in jest. She moved to the communications console. I am recalling my fleet. Earth will be designated a protected world. But know this, you have not won through strength. You have won because you reminded us what we lost. As the commander sent her orders, Ken and Mia stood in stunned silence. Humanity had just been saved not by weapons or tactics, but by something far more powerful and far more human. Love, even from the most unexpected source, had changed everything.